Welcome to Success Clinic. I am Mr. Oriaku Stephen Emeka, aka Oshebaba. Success Clinic, we have a vision that good success is achievable. Okay, now let's go to what we have today. So we are having simplified physics for SS1 student first term, and we are doing our first lecture. So our first lecture is Introduction to Physics. Okay, so content. So what are we, the course subject outline or the topic outline for this lecture outline? We have definition. So we are going to define the term physics. We are going to talk about the branches of physics. We are going to talk about aspects and career in physics, and we're also going to talk about importance of physics. Why is physics important to us? Okay, now definition of physics. This is very interesting. Some years ago I asked a student what is the meaning of physics, and guess what the student said? He said that physics is the study of physical things. I was like, what do you mean by physical things? And I said, okay, physics is the study of physical things, then what is chemistry? He went on to tell me that chemistry is actually the study of chemical things. I said, okay. And biology for biological things. Now, taking a critical look at that definition, I later find that definition to actually make sense, because in every nonsense there's actually a sense in it. So physics is study of physical things, meaning that basically most of the things that we are going to be studying in physics are things that we can see around us, things that are actually a bit physical, matter in that regards. Okay, let's go. What's the meaning of physics? Now, the word physics originates from the Greek word physis, and this Greek word physics means what? Nature. Things that are natural, that have natural characteristics. So by the time we talk about physics, we are talking about things that are pertaining to nature, things that have a natural characteristics, things that we can actually see around us. That's it. Now, physics is what? A body of scientific knowledge. Just like those of us coming from our GSS3 class, we have been groomed in the subject basic science, and we were taught that in the science we have the branches of science. We have the pure science, we have social science, human science, health science. Now, in the branch of pure science, we have the physics, we have chemistry, we have biology. Those are the people under pure science. So when we talk about physics as a subject, physics is a body of scientific knowledge which deals with the study of events, things happening in the universe, both remote. When we talk about remote, things that are far away from us, and our immediate universe. So by the time we are looking at physics, we are concerned with what is happening in our universe. What is happening, because in the universe we have the different galaxies. What are happening in these things, these galaxies? What is happening to things close to us and things that are far away from us? So also we can say that in actual sense, physics deals with what? The behavior of matter. And remember, what is matter? Matter is anything that have mass and what? Occupy space. So physics is concerned with the behavior of matter, as well as the interaction of matter with what? Natural forces. So how does matter interact with what? Natural forces. So also we talk about physics is what? A branch of science which deal with the study of matter in relation to what? Force and what? Energy. Now, if you look at this, chemistry on the other hand is studying matter too, but chemistry is studying matter, the composition of matter. When we talk about composition is talking about the makeup of matter. Chemistry study the properties of matter, and chemistry study the uses of matter. But physics is studying what? Matter, but in this time we are studying matter and how this matter is related to force and how they are related to energy. So in physics we are trying to study how does matter relate to force. What forces affect matter? What are those forces that affect these matters? And how can this matter be used to what? Get energy. Now we should discover that one thing we should also know is that the people that study physics are called physicists, I asked a student, the people that study physics, who are they? He said physician. No, physicians are doctors. So physicists are the scientists that study what? Physics. Now let's go to the next slide. Next slide is talking about branches of physics. What are those branches that make up the subject matter of physics? There are 5 major branches of physics. Now a lot of people say, some people say there are 7, some people say 8, some people say 4, some people, like anyone they want to say. But what we are saying is that in physics we have 5 major branches, and these 5 major branches covers all other aspects of physics. Now what are they? The first one is mechanism and properties of matter. Now if you look at the word mechanism is actually like a kind of a STEM word for what? Mechanization, mechanism. So when we talk about mechanism and properties of matter, in this aspect of physics we are going to be talking about motion, movement of things. How do bodies move? The energy that makes them to move. What are the properties of this body that permits them to move? So those are the things that we are going to be talking about in this mechanism and properties of matter. So mechanism and properties of matter is concerned with bodies, the motions of bodies, forces responsible for those bodies to move, energy that bodies have to possess for them to move. So the next branch is what? Thermal energy. So when we talk about thermal energy or heat energy, this is what? The energy a matter, a body possess due to what? Its temperature. How can we use hot bodies to carry out work? Now you look at your refrigeration, you look at your heaters, you see that they make things to hot. What is responsible for it? What causes bodies to be hot? So those are what we are going to be talking about in this branch. Now the next branch is what? Wave and what? Optics. Wave is talking about a disturbance. Although when we talk about wave, some people think it's just only the wave on the sea. We have various type of wave. So when we get to that branch of physics, you love it. And when we talk about optics is talking about light. What do we need light for? And how can we generate light? What are the properties of light? So those are the things we are going to be talking about. The next one is what? Electricity. Wonderful. Electricity charges. Without electricity, this class is not going to be possible, because there is light, there is electricity, the flow of electric current. That is what makes the system to be going up, to be working. So we learn about the properties of electric charges, how talk about electric field, resistor, capacitors. We talk about magnetism, energies from a magnet, electromagnetic fields, and the rest of them. So the last one is what? Atomic physics or nuclear physics. So this is the aspect of physics that is focused on the atoms, inside atoms, what happens inside of atom. I know that nuclear physics, look at it, nuclear, from chemistry they will tell you that an atom is made up of what? The nucleus, which is at the center, and electron. So nuclear physics focus on the nucleus. So this is the aspect of physics that is concerned with atomic bombs, radiation, and all those subatomic particles. Talk about X-ray emissions, photoelectric emission, thermonic emission. So this aspect is concerned with nuclear reactions, concerned with photons, concerned with stopping potentials, concerned with a lot of things. So by the time we get to that aspect, you are going to learn more about them. So these are the major 5 branches of physics that we are going to consider. So let's go to the next aspect. Aspects and careers in physics. What is the benefit of studying physics? Okay, I'm studying physics, I'm a science student. What career can I make out of this subject? Am I just studying physics just for the fun of it? I'm not just studying physics just to complete the number of subjects that has been laid down. Just like in the WAEC, they'll tell you that you need to register minimum of 7 subjects. So am I just studying physics just to make those numbers to be complete? No, you have a reason for studying physics. So this physics, you can get career out of it. So what are those careers? So physics is a science subject. It finds its application in several fields of learning. So physics have its application. It is being applied in health. So those of them in the health sector, those of them in technology and engineering, those of them in agriculture, those of them in applied sciences, they find physics very useful. So when we talk about health, so people in health, like in the medical field, physics find its application in the study of human medicine. So we are studying human medicine. You want to study human medicine, you need the subject physics. Surgery, medicine and surgery, nursing and midwifery, radiotherapy, pharmacology, that is the pharmacist people, psychology, physiology, anesthesia, veterinary medicine, etc. So once you are interested in going to the health sector, you need a very good background in physics. You need a very good background in physics, because without physics it will be very difficult for you to achieve that your dream. So that is why you need to follow up in these classes. Now the next people, technology and engineering. So those of them that are in technology, engineering faculty, you need physics, because engineering is built on the principles of physics. In engineering, you are there to create, you are there to build things, you are there to design machines, you are there to build systems. These systems that we're talking about are all operating on what? Principles that are being laid down by physics as a science subject. So mechanical engineering, aeronautic engineering, mechatronics engineering, civil engineering, petroleum engineering, all engineering and technologies, you need the knowledge of physics. So that is to say, studying physics will help you to be able to understand all these things. Agriculture, wow. So agricultural field also applies physics. So people in agricultural engineering, still an engineering, agricultural production engineering, horticulture, animal science, plant science, soil science, all the agricultural department people, you need engineering. Now the last people, the applied science, also physical science people, mathematics, you want to study chemistry, you want to even study main physics, major physics and astronomy, medical physics, biophysics, space physics, engineering physics, geophysics, geology, computer science, you need the knowledge of physics. So what it means is that these subjects, you can derive a career out of it, irrespective of the sector you want to follow. Now let's go to the next one, importance of physics. Apart from this career, what benefits do we derive from studying physics? Because there are some things that by the time you look at them, you begin to wonder, why am I even studying physics? One of them is this: physics is constantly striving to help us understand the universe by the development of principles and new theorems. Every single day, physicists are trying to develop theorems that will help us understand the principles. People like Galileo discovered gravity. They came to tell us that everything that goes up will come down, which is called the law of gravity that we all learned right there from primary school, from our elementary school. So physics was able to help us to understand the concept of gravity, how it affects us, the universe and everything in it. Now the next thing is that physics help us to study natural phenomena, why they happen the way they do, and make reliable predictions about their future occurrences. Now, example, we have something like the rainbow, even though it's not listed here. Those days when we are little kids, we look at the rainbow up there and say, how did it get there? What is responsible for it? How was it formed? How was it produced? So all these things now, the rainbow, eclipse of the sun, eclipse of the moon, like sometime in 2008 when I was still in secondary school, eclipse of the sun occurred. What was responsible for it? Why did it happen? So physics will help us to be able to understand these things: earthquake, thunder, lightning bolts, mirage, and other natural phenomena. So physics will help us to be able to understand these things, help us to be able to know why they are happening, and give us prediction okay, this ellipse happens so here, the next time we should expect it is going to come this time. So physics will help us to achieve that. Now the next thing is that physics gives us better understanding of our immediate and natural environment. Physics gives us this understanding. So the next one, the study of physics helps communication and transportation, making our world a global village. Transportation, because the molecule, the vehicles, they are all operating on mechanism, motion. We talk about communication, there need to be a frequency, and that is a wave. Electricity is involved. So all these things in physics helps us to build a global village. The next one is the study of physics has helped improve the health sector through the invention of modern medical equipment. I remember something happened back then in the higher institution. What happened was that the medical students, they were there claiming that, oh, we the medical students, we are the best students we have on campus, we are the most serious students we have on campus, we are the people that we are closest to God the creator, because we are saving lives. Then the engineering student now told them that, oh, you people are saving lives, that's good, but you can't do that without us, because the equipment that you are using to save life is actually being produced by engineers, and that was able to make the mouth of the medical student to keep shut. But looking at physics, both the medical students and the engineering students are all leaning on the foundation of physics, because physics, for any invention you want to create, you need the knowledge and the principle of physics to be able to do so. So that is the reason why we are studying this subject matter, physics. So you can also think about others as a bit of an assignment. What other importance do we derive from studying physics? So we have come to the end of today's class. Thank you very much for the wonderful time that you had with me in this channel. So remember to subscribe to our channel, like and share, and get other of your colleagues to join this class. As I said earlier on, the class promises to be interesting. So thank you very much. See you in the next lecture. Bye bye.